What up, YouTube? It's Misery. It's Company. In today's video, I want to talk about all the different skills that we saw in the preview or announcement cinematic for the Tempest. We covered the full cinematic in yesterday's video, and now in today's video, I want to break down each individual skill in super slow motion and how we can sort of think about how good the Tempest will be. Will it be meta breaking? Is it going to be insane in PvP? Will it have a bunch of iframes? Will it have a shield? Will it have the ability of, AoE, or is it single target focus? Like, we're going to break all of that down and get a pretty good idea of how good the Tempest is going to be in Diablo Immortal by the end of this video. So let's get straight to it. Now, we of course are going to be watching the announcement trailer again, but in super slow motion. Right now I have it at 0.5 and I will pause a lot. I have it muted because it's going to sound super weird. All right, so let's go to this part. Probably gonna need to slow it down even more. Oops, that's high def. We don't need to change high def. All right, there. Cool. So we're going to watch it in slow-mo and then we will pause accordingly. All right, so this is obviously just going to be our sort of movement ability that most classes have. If we have the ability of stacking stuff on top of it so it does damage, this could be phenomenal for a farm build. That's sort of where my brain goes, is how can we make it good in PvP? How could it be good in PvE, like single target raids, and then farming? Those are the three categories that I care about the most. I care a lot about PvP. I care a lot about raids and be able to push PvE content, whether it be Elder Rifts, or whether it be, well, not really Elder Rifts, Challenge Rifts, whether it be raids with your warband, whatever it is. Like, I care a lot about PvE, and then farming, because it is a big part of the game. So this could be on that third one, which is farming. So interesting skill there. Okay, now we saw the circle and how massive it was. This is obviously on the boat. It took up the whole boat, and then this is what it does. So it does a AoE. Looks like a ton of damage because literally everything died. I don't think that's an ultimate. I think it truly is just a big explosion. I don't think we actually saw the ultimate, and I'm confident in thinking that this is two different skills and not the same skill. Like, I don't think it's charge up in the water and then explode. I think these are two different skills. But yeah, pretty massive explosion, massive circle. Looks like you could place it wherever you want. But yeah, pretty cool skill there. Obviously, two water skills. I don't know if there's going to be like any sort of buff for having, water skills compared to wind skills or anything like that. So I'm just keeping track of which one is which. So we got two water ones so far. All right, so this is a bit of a dash. Looks like it was a bit of a lunge forward, and as they were dashing, it was cutting around them. So pretty interesting there. Let's see that one more time. Let's see this. So yeah, it's like a spinning dash. I think we've seen this before, maybe with the maybe with the Blood Knight. I don't know, but anyway, general idea, it's like a dash with, like, it does some damage depending on how many charges it has. That could also be good for really almost anything. But another water skill, and then another dash with a spin. This one's clearly wind. Let's go back and watch that one again. I can't tell if that was an iframe or not. Where are they? Like, which one is the Tempest? Am I as slow as I can go? I am. No way. Custom. I'm as slow as I can get. So it looks like it does it for you. Like, it summoned little summons, and then they all did like a little whirlwind dash. One more time. Yeah, okay, so there's like summons, and then you also did like a bunch of pushing wind. I'm assuming it's gonna be a certain amount of knockback. Let's see if did it do a knockback on those enemies? No, it didn't look like there was a knockback, but it could do a knockback. We don't know. All right, so what's this one? It's another water one. Oh. All right, so that was more of like two whips, or two sword like whips going side by side and doing a long range attack. That looks kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Another water one though. All right, so this is, well, let's watch. All right, so that summoned, these are two different skills. So the first one was a dash that looked like it summoned these two little mirror images, or mirages, if you will. And then this looks like a second skill, probably similar to the one that we saw, the explosion. It's not. It's an AoE wind skill. So this is clearly an iframe, and by iframe I mean invulnerability frame, where the Tempest, I almost said Blood Knight. The Tempest is literally hidden and you can't attack it, seemingly. I mean, it doesn't exist on the screen, therefore I'm assuming it's an iframe. What this means is that this would be stupid good for PvP. And if you look how big the circle is, that's pretty insane. That's a pretty, that boy pretty thick. So that could be a pretty good skill for PvP. Again, wind for that case. Maybe it's going to be like water is for PvE as wind is to PvP. Maybe it's one of those sort of things. I don't know. All right, so that was that skill. So that one, we have to watch again. So it's like throwing your knives or daggers forward and then pulling it back. Yeah, and then pulling yourself. Okay, so you throw your knives, assuming they do damage, and then pull yourself, and you go into like this, potentially an iframe. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's another iframe. So it's 2 wind abilities with an iframe, but you go into a little typhoon thing. Damn. Okay. All right, so this is just showing the summons. So there's either summons or mirages or something, but there's 3 of them. So that this could be buffed with all the different sort of gems and or set pieces or anything else that can buff summons. That's this. Pretty cool. And there's the actual Tempest. Okay. So these look like whips. Looks like that's your dagger and it's on a bit of a leash. Oh, it pulls them in. With a summon. You notice that summon there doing the same thing? All right, so let's watch that one more time straight through. Right here. So it pulls them all in, slashes, and then that's also there's a summon there doing the same thing. Dang. So now we have a potential knockback. We have at least 2 iframes. We have a pull in for CC or crowd control. Yikes, this thing's gonna be insane. Okay, let's see this one. So the whip again, bit of a ranged attack, and it summoned another. It summoned another thing, Mirage. There you go. So again, swinging your dagger. But then pushing like water or wind or both forward to make it do a bit of a range attack. This could be a primary attack. Let's watch it one more time. Yeah, this is probably just a primary attack. So similar to the Blood Knight, how we had a ranged, well, slightly less close range and then a melee primary attack. I'm going to go ahead and assume that was the ranged primary attack for, ooh, got the hiccups, for the Tempest. What? Oh, wait, hold on. This looks like 2 different abilities. Probably an ultimate. Yeah, this is an ultimate. Okay, this is probably the 2 ultimates. So the first one summons wind, not this. So it summons the wind. You get a little bit of a shield, it looks like, and then you have the ability of dashing with your attacks. Okay, makes sense. Notice your swords are glowing. That's why I'm assuming that's an ultimate, and then the whole screen changed. I'm assuming this is the other ultimate, which is more water focused. And your range attacks are more ranged. That's a bit of a combo, though. Okay, interesting. So that was a bit of a combo. I think we just saw the 2 ultimates there, so that's really good, actually pretty interesting to see. All right, what is this one? This is more just true cosmetics, potentially. Not cosmetics, but like more trailer specific and not an actual skill. Yeah. Okay, is that it? It is. Whoa. All right. So we saw a lot there. We saw a few different iframes. We saw 2 ultimates, 1, 2, and then we saw some movement ability, and then we also saw, gosh, a lot of control and AoE damage where you could bring people in, some ranged attack, assuming it's the primary attack. Honestly, guys, the Tempest is giving me, I mentioned this in a tweet, which you guys should definitely follow me on Twitter, link in the description. I've been very, very active on Twitter recently. I don't know why, I just like fell in love with Twitter. It's also really easy for me to give you guys updates on both like my life as well as Diablo, as well as memes. So watch my follow my Twitter if you guys don't already. It's actually pretty hilarious. I'm kind of funny, but anyway, I tweeted about it. The Tempest is giving me a lot of like assassin Diablo 2 vibes, but also like a monk vibe from Diablo Immortal with like a little bit of Blood Knight sprinkled on top. And I'm good with all of it. That sounds so sick. It looks like it's gonna be a very bursty, hard to pin down class. And like I also mentioned in a tweet, I really am looking forward to, if these are just the base skills, keep in mind, we have no idea. These could be base skills, these could be essences impacting them. I look forward to seeing what all the essences do to impact these skills, with how cool the skills look, assuming that these are just the baseline skills we talked about. If I were to guess, I think the Tempest is going to be a force to be reckoned with in PvP. I think it will struggle in farming based off what we've seen, but I do think it will probably do well in like a dungeon space, but maybe not super well in like single target fights. I don't know. I think a lot of it was AoE focused. There didn't seem to be a lot of single target damage where like it jumped to a certain unit and then just did a ton of damage. It had a gap close, it had dashes, it had iframes, like it had an ability of pulling people in. A lot of PvP-ness. Pause. I heard what I just said. Oh my god. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you want to see anything about how you can prepare for the Tempest, I keep wanting to say Blood Knight, oh my god, for the Tempest, make sure you watch this video over here, guys. I did link this one in my video yesterday, but make sure you check it out. It really is a great way of you preparing for the Tempest right now, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys, because we're going to be covering everything surrounding the Tempest, and of course playing it to its extreme and unlocking all of the essences as fast as possible when it does come out on May 23rd.